Hi, I'm Ben. I've been in the school for 4 years and I'm in my final year in 12th grade. I came in ninth grade and I did many of the regular courses in ninth grade, including kind of science, English, maths, stuff like that. But I also did sports science in ninth grade, which I really enjoyed. And then 10th grade, I moved forward and I discovered that I really enjoyed psychology when I did that class. And then coming into 11th and 12th, I decided to do AP. And then last year I did AP seminar, AP Psych, AP Literature, AP Lang and AP Micro, and I loved them. I really did. I found them incredibly interesting and I really liked the way that the AP worked. And so this year I pushed myself more to do six and I've just really enjoyed it. And I've really liked the AP system and the way that it all works. I think academically you have a lot more autonomy when it comes to academics. I think also you're allowed to create your own path. You can do IB or AP or high school diploma or a mix of the two, or you can do kind of whatever you want. And so you're able to guide your own interest, which means that you're actually doing things that you enjoy and therefore you work a lot harder at those things rather than just being pushed and pushed and pushed. I've got an offer to study law at Oxford. I only need to get 1 more 5 this year, which is another good thing about the AP is I think it's hugely beneficial for getting into UK unis. I think there's this big conception that IB is for the UK and then AP is for the US, but I think the AP is an unbelievable system to get into UK unis because a lot of them only require you to have 4 or 5 AP 5s, and if you do APs throughout 10th, 11th and 12th grade, you can get into 12th grade in your final year and have all the 5s you need. So I think the AP program is incredibly flexible. Instead of it being really intense in your final 2 years, it can be spaced out over 3 or even 4. And the beauty of that is you can get to your final year and have all the grades you need to get into certain universities. So I got into Bristol and Nottingham with an unconditional, and that means that there's so little pressure on your final year, whereas in a British school you'd be kind of really studying and grinding away for A levels. Here you're allowed to just explore your interests even more. And I think being able to take so many subjects over so many years allows you to actually find what you're truly interested in and get the grades to get into top unis while doing it. I think 100%, because we have electives, APs and IBs, and among them you get just a whole range of subjects. So a few that, even though I'm kind of more into law and economics and stuff like that now, one class that I really enjoyed was graphic design, where I just really enjoyed it. I don't know why. I'm not particularly good at art, but I just had a lot of fun and I just really enjoyed the class. And that made me realize that maybe I can be a bit artistic, even though I'm a terrible drawer. And I just wouldn't have got that if I only went down the pathway of economics and law and writing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But also, one thing I think has really been interesting for me is in AP, with the writing courses, I've done seminar research, literature and language, and all of them offer a really unique way of writing, and you're analysing different things and you're writing about different things.
Yeah.
So in language, there's a lot more speeches and how people use language, like you would analyse a Martin Luther King speech, for example, whereas literature, it's a lot more the way the authors use like different devices and how different texts work. And I think just having such a broad range of subjects to study and hone my writing in has made sure that I've got a really well-developed writing style that isn't so just down one path. And that has helped me hugely in not only my classes, but in taking the LNAT and doing my personal statement and feeling confident in my interviews for Oxford and everything like that. It's just really helped me. I think it's made me a much more confident person. I think just to give a bit of background, I went to a private English boarding school for a while, and then I moved to the Philippines and went to an international school there, and then I came here. And I think by the time I come here, it was just after COVID, and my family had been split apart, and it was a little bit difficult to kind of get into a normal life.
Right.
But I immediately just really enjoyed ACS. I thought it was incredibly relaxed in the best possible way. In ninth grade as well, you're not really pushed to go into this and go into that and know what you want to do for GCSEs next year, and you're able to just relax and just find what you like in your different subjects. And also socially, I think because everyone comes from all these different places as well as the UK, it's not as weird an environment to come into as a British student, because a lot of my friends are British and have only lived in Britain, but I also have had the opportunity to meet so many incredible friends from all over the world, and also kind of tap into types of cultures I met in the Philippines. And so it was really comfortable for me to come in ninth grade. And then as I moved forward, I just found it really easy to make friends at the school. I thought everyone's very welcoming here. There's no toxicity or pressure to be anyone or anything like that. And so you're able to really find the right group of friends for you. And then moving forward, it's just a very nice environment. The college counsellors are indescribably helpful. I think it'd be literally impossible to not have them, to be honest. Especially because I applied to both the UK and the US.
Right.
And if I'm being completely honest, I had no idea how to do the US, and I knew nothing about it, and it literally would have been impossible without them, but they really helped me through. And when I got an interview offer from Oxford, they organised mock interviews and they provided me with information. I think it would have been impossible without them, to be honest. What I found about British schools is there's such a stigma around being in a lower set or not being quite up to speed and stuff like that. And I wouldn't say I was hugely naturally intelligent when I was younger. And so that was kind of tough to not always be at the top or anything like that. Whereas when you get to a school like this, you realise that it doesn't define you how well you can do on a test or what classes you can get into. And it allows you to just work harder at what you're good at. And by doing that, you're able to find your own personal interest. I'm really excited to challenge myself. I really like to push myself. I wouldn't want to kind of go somewhere that I didn't feel would challenge me. I think also it's just the fact that it's such an interesting experience and it's so impossible to get that anywhere else. But I think probably most importantly is I'm really excited to meet the people there, whether it's kind of the tutors or the fellow students, because I just really like meeting interesting people. And I think that's the confidence to do that has definitely stemmed from ACS, in the sense that I've been around people from countless nationalities and different backgrounds and different family structures and different ways of doing things and religions and ethnicities and everything. And so you're able to go into an environment that would otherwise be quite foreign to you, having not been in a British system for so long, incredibly confident, because you know you can meet and become friends with so many different types of people. I came here and I instantly joined the rugby team, and I was shot enough to play a few years up, and I just found it was an amazing way to make friends when I came. And it was a high level, it was challenging, and I loved it, and it was great. And then I also decided to take up football. I played a bit when I was younger, but it was never really a big sport for me. But I learned and I massively enjoyed it. I mean, it was just so much fun. It was very good level, probably even a bit too good for me, but it was just, I just loved it. It was so much fun. The team was amazing. It really pushed me to learn a new sport, and I loved playing sport, and it was just amazing. Welcoming, interesting, and unique. ACS allows you to be yourself in a very unique way, but also allows you to develop yourself by yourself instead of giving you a pushing hand the whole way along, which realistically you're just not going to get for the rest of your life.